Okay, so it's recording. All right, so I had this VOD submitted to me by JoJo, one of the best Peach players on the West Coast. And overall, so he wanted me to review this. And overall, in this matchup versus Mega Man, it's all about closing the gap and using your air movement. Keep in mind, this matchup is super duper slow. Like, don't be surprised if it goes near time because you have to play really passive in this matchup. You can't afford to just like rush in there and start like speeding up the game because Mega Man can wall you out. What's interesting about Mega Man in particular is this is one of the few matchups where you can kind of play airborne for most of it as long as you're on point with your spacing and you're not holding forward in the air. You want to kind of use your air movement to avoid his projectiles, go over pellets, while slowly closing the gap. Because Mega Man's ground game is pretty good. That's one reason why he just like destroys Snake and certain other characters because they don't have the air mobility to kind of get in there. But even though Peach isn't fast in the air, she's not like a Croy or Roy or Chrome. She does have the air drift to kind of dance around his hitboxes and bait him. Mega Man's really good at covering a lot of horizontal space, but not so much vertical. So you can kind of come at him with at an angle and pressure him with stuff like fair and back air to kind of eat through pellets and hit him in his blind spot. Because Mega Man doesn't like it when you're pressuring him at an angle, moving around him at an angle to force him to have to use his aerials. He has good anti airs, but they're actually quite committal. He'd rather just be shooting projectiles than having to swing in the air at you. So that's why float becomes a really important mechanic in this matchup. So you can get around pellets pretty easily. What else? Up close, Mega Man's out of shield isn't too great. The only thing you have to worry about is like parry up smash or up tilt when you're at higher percent. It's only around kill percent when you have to really worry about his out of shield because he does have a few kill moves there. Other than that, if he has Metal Blade and shield, just like don't deal with it because it's an item out of shield. Item out of shield's really broken in this game. You just don't want to mess with it. But one counterplay to that is you can catch Metal Blade and hold on to it while still playing the game. It's similar to Gyro, Pac-Man Fruit, Banana, and Metal Blade in this case, where you can just hold it, still do your basic game plan, and have your moves at your disposal due to float. So that's really important. If you can ever get Metal Blade, you just hold it as a way to kind of shut off some of his options. Mega Man can also struggle to kill, so holding Metal Blade definitely helps with that. This matchup also just comes down to whoever gets the kill first, because Peach's damage output is a lot better. You're going to be losing neutral more on average because Mega Man's neutral is really good and he can get more hits on you. But one hit and you can make up for all of it. So it kind of comes down to you're slowly like building, Mega Man's slowly building damage. He wins neutral like 3 times and then you hit him once. He wins neutral like 3 times, you hit him like another time, and then you're both at kill percent, and it's like whoever gets the kill wins. So definitely be patient. Patience really pays off in this matchup. Turnips are also a great way to poke at Mega Man at that angle. And keep in mind if you're spacing around his aerials with your movement. So let's get right into it.
Real boss behind the tag.
So yeah, this is kind of what I'm talking about. You're kind of in the air with the turnip and spacing around his aerials like his fair. So that's why you really don't want to hold forward because his fair and backer are quite big, but they are committal. So you want to just dance around his projectiles with your air movement. Platforms are great to reset your jump. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the big thing in this matchup. You want to avoid playing too grounded because Mega Man just wins there.
Yeah, the real Peach is out now. It's not.
Oh yeah, forgot to mention this. But another thing you want to watch out for is see when the Mega Man uses Leaf Shield and what he does after shooting pellets. This third pellet in particular
Well, we'll see
is something worth talking about
real boss
because let me
behind the
go.
tag. Cinderella herself. Yeah.
Yeah, see, after he shoots this third pellet, it has a little bit of lag, which is kind of why you see him just like walk there, and it's not very safe on shield. So you want to see what he does after shooting pellets and when he uses Leaf Shield, because once you figure out when the Mega Man uses Leaf Shield, it makes it a lot easier to deal with them and eliminates a big headache for a lot of players in this matchup. So we're kind of seeing a pattern already. Well, haven't seen a pattern because we don't have enough notes, but keep this in mind. He might use it after Metal Blade, after pellets to kind of frame trap you here. So just keep that in
Now,
mind.
it's not Daisy. It's not some gimmick.
Okay. I don't agree with this turnip throw. You want to throw it when Mega Man's like over here and he's shooting pellets at you so it can go right over it. It's also a good out of shield option. So definitely avoid getting impatient with throwing your turnips in disadvantage against Mega Man. You really need them as a way to just like poke at him when you can for the added damage. You don't want to be like throwing it right here because you don't get much off of it.
It's the real tag. The
And
real boss
another thing I want to
behind the
mention with
tag.
zoners with Peach, just for those that
Yeah,
don't
the
know,
real Peach is out now. It's not
is
Daisy. It's
once you
not
get
some
up close,
gimmick.
it's kind of a game of seeing what he does up close. So once you get up close, I know a lot of like lower level Peaches just like to press buttons and hope, but up close, your bait and punish rules do apply here because you can see what he does up close. Like here, he's in shield. He's like, I don't want to deal with you. I'll roll away. Because Mega Man's goal when you're up close is to get away as fast as possible or swatch you away at a distance to where he can just like keep walling you out. So you want to keep in mind of what zoners do up close because Peach wins in these areas. Like once you're up close, you're basically in advantage state. But you also want to see what habits they have up close here. And we're already seeing a roll away. We can't make any hard reads yet because at the start of the game we need more information from our opponent before we can start to like hard read rolls up close. But yeah, just keep it in mind. We're already seeing a defensive option immediately when you start pressing on his shield.
The real tag.
And that was a
The
good bait there
namesake
too.
of JoJo today. Coming out. Yeah, the real Peach is out now. It's not Daisy. It's not some gimmick. It's the real tag.
But that was a nice wait there though. Shield is okay there because if Mega Man would have came forward with the pellets and he shot like 3 of them, you could have punished him out of shield.
Namesake of
Okay, nice snare. Interesting forward air there. It happens to the best of us where you just kind of like mess up a combo there. But don't be afraid to just like start going for back air pressure here because facing backwards will also get you will also help you read the roll. So if you're like paying a mega attention at the beginning of the match, facing backwards and like pressing back air will kind of bait that roll out from him and you can catch it there
today.
instead of going for that forward air there. And you're trying to like pressure his shield, but instead at the start just hit it once and then kind of see what he does after before start committing to like jabs and stuff like this. You don't have enough info to start doing this. I know there's a panic option, but it's just like thinking about it a little bit deeper at the start of the game.
Coming out. And love the
Oh, misinput side B. Fair. Nice fair. And I will say fair is amazing in this
the
matchup.
namesake of JoJo today.
For sure. So I like that you're already using it like this. But instead, what you want to do is you want to do double jump cancel forward airs. Ground flow fair is good for catching landings, but in this matchup, you want to do double jump where you jump, float, fall immediately with the forward air, and it'll cover more space. But I think you're just trying to catch the landing there, yeah.
Wow.
But this is good.
The namesake of JoJo
Where you're like,
today.
okay, I'm gonna
And love the blonde for JoJo.
be above here with flow, so you try to catch the landing there. But here, this was a good idea. But what you can do here is if you see the metal blade, is you can also just like throw out an aerial to catch it if you want to, or you can just like air dodge through it. But it's nice you're already starting to use the air movement in this matchup when you're seeing him at this range.
Wow, that was a crazy angle. Continue with the pellets, gonna keep the jabs going.
Yo.
What did he do after pellets here? He did metal blade, fair,
That was a crazy
pellets, and he's just trying to deny a lot of
Pellets, gonna
space
keep
from
the
you.
jabs going.
And it's okay if you get hit here, because at the end of the day, he's going to just win neutral more with these pellets, and you have to just be aware of that. But one hit from Peach is all you really need to like tie up percent.
Continue with the pellets, gonna keep the jabs going.
Yo.
Yeah, he's pressing all the buttons right now, man. It looks
Nice patience.
Very, very nice evasion of that pressure.
so
from
amazing.
JoJo, 'cause
Like, why did
nice.
JoJo even want to do that, right? Like,
Hmm.
no, man, it looks clean.
Very, very nice evasion of that pressure.
So
from
amazing.
JoJo, 'cause
Like,
Going with the
why
fair
did
there. That was good. Instead, I would have tried to land on this platform here instead of try to go through it.
even want to do that, right? Like, what was his
Okay,
thought process?
nice.
I'm
And that's what
not-
I'm talking about. Once you're in the air against
evasion
him,
of that pressure
So
from
amazing.
don't
Like,
ever
why did
hold
JoJo even
forward
want to do
Like, you did good here. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna keep in mind of this back air.
What was his
And it's the
thought
same
process
in neutral, where you can't just drift into Mega Man with the air movements.
around that? It's just that he knows
Side
that
B.
Peruvian Flu is looking for something like that. So
How did this
JoJo
happen?
even want to do that, right? Like, what was his thought process around that? It's just that he knows.
So I'm
that
seeing you're getting
Peruvian
kind of
Flu is
walled out
looking for
by a lot of these
something like
pellets.
that. So
And one
JoJo
option you have against this is you can just toad them, or you can like fall with the hitbox. But Toad is also just kind of a weird good mix up versus Mega Man because the spores will outrange the pellets. So if you're ever seeing the Mega Man just like hold forward with pellets, you can just go for Toad and it'll just hit him back.
even want to do that, right? Like,
But yeah, don't drop shield too early here
Very,
because
very
again,
nice evasion of that pressure.
Because again, this third pellet is really laggy. So here, if you would have just held it here, you would have been fine. Because this Mega Man's main way of just walling you out right now is just shooting pellets. Drifting in, you also want to see which way he drifts when he shoots the pellets. Because that'll give you an indication on what he's going to do next. Because normally if they drift in, they're normally going to either go for a grab afterwards or they'll go for a leaf shield. But if they drift away, then that's when they can shoot like Crash Bomber and Metal Blade at you. So he's drifting in with a lot of these pellets, and you can use Toad if you want. You can even like just hold shield and roll. Just play a little more patient in shield here, since this Mega Man is obviously just trying to just deny the most space with just pellets. He hasn't really been throwing a lot of aerials yet.
that, right? Like,
Elf.
what was his thought process around that? It's just that he knows that.
But yeah, here it wouldn't have been great to go for the dash attack. Instead, just go with what you were doing, which is kind of using your air movement, especially this far away. You're not going to really hit Mega Man. Instead, just play it more passive before you dash attack. I wonder what you were trying to do
So
here.
amazing. Like, why did JoJo even want to do that, right? Like,
see.
what was his thought process around that? It's just that he knows that Peruvian Flu
Oh, I'm not
was
entirely sure
looking
what you're going there for.
something like that.
Going
So
right there.
Princess
Going for
sit
right
on his
there.
face and no princess
I'm
on
liking you're being very patient off stage though, because Mega Man is really good at
looking for something
like
that.
like I was saying, he's just really good at punishing desperation when you're off stage and in the corner. Like here against this, sometimes the best thing you can do is just be patient or just time
There was a big
a roll.
shield break threat with that zit
But
on
yeah.
JoJo, so he had to eat a lot.
But here's kind of what I mean about the double jump cancel forward air, where instead of going for this nair here, just go for the fair, because it'll go right over this and it'll hit him. You might get stuffed out by the pellet, but the fair, if you throw it out fast enough, it'll just hit Mega Man at that angle and eat through all of these. And nair doesn't really have enough range. So instead, go for the forward air, like double jump cancel forward air there.
Had to eat a lot of damage to negate actually just losing his life altogether, but might actually still be the case with the extension of the
Nice.
edge pressure is going
Mixing
to go
up your
on as
timing,
the dog
snapping
comes out.
ledge is
That
already
is
good.
the most
And that's good. That's the perfect patience you want right there. Whereas you kind of just wait, react to what the Mega Man is doing, and then just kind of go from there with the back air. That was excellent.
we have from Flu. He's going to now be having to deal with his own offensive
Nice.
rebuttal
That was
from
really good.
JoJo, he's not far away from even
Nice
his
patience. This is exactly, you're playing it pretty well so far. Dude, this was fine. You shield. You're up close to Mega Man, but instead of this down air, again, just go for the forward air. It's like you throw it and just go for the forward air right here. The down air was okay, but instead you get to cover more space with the forward air, which is more important here. And it would have caught that jump too. So down air is good up close as the shield pressure mix up, but since you already hit him with the turn up and you were trying to chase him, just go for the jump float falling forward. Much better.
He's not far away from evening this out.
True, he is mad close to Eddie.
Having to deal with his own offensive
I think you're trying to go for a parry here.
From JoJo, he's
Nice
not far away from
patience.
evening this out.
But yeah, I think you're trying to go for the forward air here, or you're gonna like try to up air him. But instead, I would have just like held shield a little longer there.
Gonna recover low here. JoJo gotta get
Nice.
something started here. Knows that the crowd might be
But yeah,
close to
you also want to, when Mega Man is landing, it's often best turns to hold the shield here,
gotta get something started
because
here.
normally Mega Man doesn't really have the best landing options. He has down air, which is plus on shield, But what you can do here is just like keep holding shield. Like don't drop it too early against Mega Man, because this leaf shield will get you. Instead, you just want to hold it because leaf shield's not that safe on shield at all. So the Mega Man oftentimes will just have to jump away if you're holding shield versus it. So make it a habit to, because this is like the second time where you just drop shield a little bit too early, and instead it's just better to hold it because like the third pellet and leaf shield are not very safe.
Might be with the birthday boy.
But yeah, I like your being patient off stage. It's really good. And even in the corner too. I like that you're holding the Stitch face. It's really good too. And like I said, once you you're catching these landings pretty well. Where it's like you're just waiting. Whenever he does an aerial though, you're just like, okay, do it. And see, like the aerials are pretty committal for him, so you can start going for pressure there. So that was really good patience on your part for holding the Stitch face. That was excellent. That's something a lot of Peach players struggle with, is they just like have a Stitch and then just like throw it too early. But you held it through disadvantage too, which was awesome. So here, so as for keeping Mega Man in disadvantage, you want to throw it down and you don't want to float here. Instead, go for a 2-frame because Mega Man's ledge hang is not that great. So going for like down tilt into shield pressure at ledge is really good, rather than being in the air here where he can just like hit you. Instead, you want to be right here and try to go for a down tilt and use a lot more shield at ledge. It's really good because Mega Man struggles against characters like Wolf and Palu, because they not only like beat him in neutral, but they also have the 2-frame capabilities versus him. Mega Man doesn't have many options to deal with characters that 2-frame at a ledge besides just like recovering high. So instead of going for these like float ledge traps here, just stay more grounded while ledge trapping and keeping him in disadvantage here. It's a lot better rather than having to deal with this really big back air.
That is crazy from all the way across the stage, Asti.
Rising
Nice.
Air to start off.
But yeah,
That is
here, just pull the turnip. It's more important instead of just chasing him, because Mega Man is kind of heavy, so even if you do get a hit, it won't kill him. But instead, just pull the turnip. It's just another way to extend your range to kind of poke at him here.
Rising Air.
But yeah, after this, after he shoots it, just go down there and hit him. Like that was the right idea, but I think you're just a little too late. But now that Mega Man has the Metal Blade and Shield, you have to be really careful. This is when you start going to platforms and you start just playing very respectful of this.
What could be the birthday?
But there it is again, where up close, once you start pressuring his shield, he goes for the roll
To start off,
again, like right here. So that's number 2. And we can keep this in mind if we ever want to get the kill earlier with like an up smash read. But I think it's fair to just jump away here because he does have Metal Blade and he can convert off of it. And his Metal Blade conversions are really good. So that was fair.
The birthday podium for Peruvian
Nice.
Blue, I mean,
Yeah, you're seeing Leaf Shield's really laggy. And if you can just like avoid it, then it's really good for you. And just like kind of punish what he does after. And most of the time it's going to be shield. And you caught the jump off of the ledge there.
Again, but starting off,
Regardless if he wins the season.
Nice air dodge read. So what I'm getting from this player in particular is whenever you put some sort of pressure on him, he's gonna go for a defensive option. So it's really good you read that there. Rolls out of shield, air dodging there. So I'm gonna guess he's gonna play very passive in disadvantage and he won't swing as much at you. And I would want to test how he responds to my edge guards off stage, because Mega Man's recovery it doesn't really have a hitbox, so you can kind of go out there. So I would want this third piece of information. So try to chase him off stage here, besides pulling turnip, because we already know once you start putting pressure on him, he's gonna like use an air dodge or some defensive option, and you can take advantage of that through his playstyle. If you know the player's playstyle, you can make better reads in advantage and disadvantage, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the money. Yeah. I always, consider podium top
But yeah,
3.
avoid the float here. Instead, just avoid the float here. Like, you threw the turnip here, or you Z-dropped it.
Consider podium top 3.
Just avoid the float there, just like immediately. You can even like air dodge back if you want to, but stay at Legend Shield and just play reactionary from there.
But that's just the Olympian in me.
I don't know why I can't. You know, some of these
Nice. And like I was saying earlier,
Yeah, I mean, he's in the money.
where he's gonna try to, where he's in these scrambles, and you do that, he jumps. Well, he does that and he notices you're close, so he's like, I need to get away. And instead of a roll, it was like a jump. It was a runaway jump. So that was a very good read on your part. Whether if you were like paying attention or not to the small things he was doing, that ended up being the right play to just read him going to that location.
That's a nice hit there. Goes even 2-2.
So yeah, here's the air movement, really good. Nice. And that's how you want to do it. Where this was actually excellent on your part. It's like you're moving around him in the air, doing that, throw the turnip, and then you jump over him and you come in with a falling aerial in his blind spot. That's actually exactly what you want to do against Mega Man. This was like the perfect use of movement and falling aerials versus Mega Man. I will say though, I am starting to notice that you're kind of floating it around this range a lot, or you're using a double jump to get up there. Mix it. You have another mix up you can work with where you float, and then you can often jump. You can use your second jump to kind of avoid the aerial if he was going to come at you. But definitely mix up your movement a little bit more because you're always at this full hop range, and it's just important to always mix it up because you can like float here, and if you think the Mega Man's going to come at you with an aerial, you can just like use your second jump and jump away. But yeah. Yeah, there, if he has it, just hold shield. It's not really worth combating him until after he throws it, and then you can start pressuring him because it is laggy. Nice, and that was a good use of turnip, so just hold it there, and then get him there. So yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. Alright, here, then you just hold shield, but you are kind of letting him get away with these jumps, though. So yeah, instead, because he's been kind of getting away with these jumps, this is like, I think the second or third time, you can start to mix it up by throwing it up versus him. Or unless I'm like not seeing that you're trying to save this for the kill, just keep this in mind. He's getting away with these jumps, and you don't want him to do that.
JoJo's starting to find the...
Okay. Yeah, in the corner versus Mega Man, just stay grounded. It's oftentimes really hard to just like float there. Oh, we gotta add. Hold on, we're gonna hack here. Oh. See, this is why it's harder to do it on Twitch. Wonder how long this ad lasts. We'll get there eventually. We'll get back to it.
The real boss, extension of the
I think we're around here, right? Yeah, we were around here. Sorry about that. But yeah, there's the jump from ledge, and like I was saying, you want to play more grounded in the corner. It's okay to just start walking and shielding, because if you walk, you can bring up shield immediately if he ever wants to like F smash you. So instead of just like buffering a float there or a jump, you want to just play grounded in the corner, because best case scenario, you can like parry one of his aerials or force him to commit to grabs, and you can have a better time out of the corner.
To find the momentum that he was looking for quite a while, but just like that.
Ooh, yeah, definitely chase him instead of pulling this turnip, because you can also just catch the metal blade here if you wanted to. So that's really good.
I want to start noting it,
but the turnip ended up working out, and like I said, try to avoid overextending like this. Fun fact, you try to do rising forward air, because if you think he's going to come down with his own forward air, your Peach's forward air like just barely outranges it, so you can kind of like... So yeah, we're seeing pellet into aerial. You can just like, not right here, but a little more back, you could just jump and like forward air and drift back. to where you're not like holding forward against him. Because see, like Mega Man will stuff you
We're
out if you
getting the
keep
licks
holding
back
forward versus
in
him.
that are needed. Not even percent quite yet, but just a couple more
But yeah,
taps.
versus aerial spam, that's when you start like playing more grounded and you try to catch his landings basically.
Flaming fair and
And this was good because he's starting to
getting
like
the
read
licks
you
back
moving in the
in
air, and you
that
have
are
two
needed.
options. Like I
Not
said, number
even
one, you can
percent
start moving on the
quite yet,
ground a
but
little
just a couple
more,
more
or you can maneuver around it there with your air movement
taps
and then catch the landing. So you
of
can
that
do that.
flaming fair and
But here, I'm
possibly
seeing this Mega
getting
Man
the
at
licks back
disadvantage.
in
Like
that
when
are
he's off
needed. Not
stage,
even
he
percent
likes
quite
to
yet, but
throw the
just a
metal
couple more
blade here. And
taps.
it's really common for most projectile characters to want to just
Flaming
like
fair.
throw a projectile right here to disrupt your like ledge trap or going off stage versus them. But instead of pulling the turnip in these spots, you could have just like kept going forward and do a down tilt to catch this. And it also helps your ledge trapping too, because it's basically like another turnip. So it's kind of like killing two birds in one stone while eliminating the need to pull this turnip in the first place. So definitely remember that. And then once you have Metal Blade, that's like one less option you have to worry about for Mega Man, period. Because he's not going to throw this Metal Blade at you anymore.
It possibly could spell that
Good. And
amount
speaking of corner
that are
pressure versus
needed.
Mega
Not
Man, back air
even
is
percent
definitely
quite yet, but just a couple more
the tool
taps
of choice
of
here.
that flaming fair and it
Because
possibly
Mega Man
could
doesn't have many options to deal with back air in the corner if you're doing it correctly and spacing it right. And most of the and oh, sorry about that. And most of the time, I think versus this Mega Man, if you start back air pressuring him, you can read the roll.
spell that
So
amount
yeah,
of
go off
pressure.
stage
Not
here,
going to
be a
be
little more aggressive, and just see what the Mega Man does.
anything that works
Yeah, there's the roll again. So you're kind of letting him get away with these rolls a little bit. And instead, what you want to
taps
do
of that
here,
flaming
this
fair
is like number
and it
3,
possibly could spell that
but you caught the
amount
roll
of
there.
pressure. Not going to be
Get him there. You can back air, move forward like this, and then go back to cover the roll. So use your movement as a bait to make him roll. And you can even like frying pan if you really wanted to. And going for these reads isn't that bad because again, it's all about getting the kill first. And I don't think Mega Man could kill you here for going for frying pan.
anything that works there
Yeah.
for JoJo.
Yeah, nice patience. You can start walking. That's amazing.
But doesn't want
You played that perfectly.
to overcommit.
Patience in the
Finds
corner.
himself back at
You
the
don't want to be
ledge,
desperate.
though.
Yeah, throw it. Yeah,
Wants to
just
press
playing
this
it patient here. But like I said,
middle
the
JoJo
third pellet
puts out a
is
couple
really
feelers,
laggy.
but doesn't
I think
want
if
to
you
overcommit.
reacted a little bit
himself back
faster,
at the ledge, though.
yeah, back air,
Wants to
just
press
keeping your
this
distance, and you threw it like right there as you saw the third pellet, you could have got him.
That works there
So,
for JoJo. Puts out a couple feelers, but doesn't want to
so yeah, that was a nice forward air. Definitely go for more of those forward airs.
Yeah, finds
It's really
himself
important.
back at the ledge, though. Wants to
Yep.
press this.
But yeah, wait, was that the third
Middle
one?
where
I'm just
JoJo
gonna make
puts
sure.
out a couple feelers, but doesn't want to overcommit.
Yeah, finds himself back at the ledge, though. Wants to
One,
press
two,
this
three. Yeah, if you would have thrown it like right there, you would have got him. So just keep that in mind.
middle section. Yeah,
Nice.
finds it.
Kind of what we were talking about earlier, was pressuring him out at that angle.
Uh,
And it was good
wants
to do
press
the nair
this
here because you were just like so
middle
close to him.
section.
Like, oh, I got you. And
Yeah, finds it.
Not did that in the killing blow, though.
Got
Definitely
him.
a massive dent in the armor. The Peruvian who
Nice.
had that F.
But yeah, this is the thing. Like, this is the matchup where you're both at basically kill percent, and it's like who hits each other first for the kill.
Finds it.
Something I want to
Killing
mention
blow, though. Definitely a
versus players that like accidentally catch the turnip and don't play against Peach a lot. I'm just assuming they don't play against Peach a lot, but most people do this where they'll jump from ledge and throw it. So for those that don't know, keep this in mind if you ever see someone have the turnip, because most people's item game isn't that great unless they play a character with items. They'll just throw it. So you can always just like either read them jump throwing it from ledge like here, or just like throwing it immediately in neutral.
massive dent in the armor.
And that was good air
Peruvian
movement.
who had
So you
that
got it
F
there.
smash the wrong way, Bug, and it's going to be punished once again. We talked about this. In
That
last
was good.
game.
You were just
Blow, though,
barely
definitely a
off on the
massive
spacing
dent
here.
in the armor. The Peruvian who had that F smash the wrong way, Bug.
You're
and
just
it's going to
barely
be
off on the
punished
spacing
once
here.
again.
Like this was good. You're using shield around roll distance.
Talked about this.
I would have tried to like bait the roll there too, just from the Mega Man to see. But you're just barely off on the spacing. You get the right play. But the best thing you can do here as Peach when you're both in this spot, which will happen if you play this matchup correctly, is just be patient. Don't hold forward. Don't try to get desperate and antsy, because that's where Mega Man will get his kills.
This in the last game, and once again, it is playing in a huge effect, 170%. F smash.
There is the leaf shield from ledge, and that's why again, where it's just really good to like keep holding shield here, where you just like where you go here.
The wrong way, Bug, and it's going to be punished once again. We talked about this in the last game. And
it's like you're right here. Here, just hold shield and just react. Because if Mega Man rolls and you back air him, I think he is dead for the most part. So just stay there. You can down tilt him here because his ledge hang is so out there. It's not that good, and you can just like play it from there instead of like dashing back here. Just use shield there because you can also shield the leaf shield from ledge, or if he shoots a projectile and punish him for it.
Effect 170%, massive rage now built up. Don't want to get short. You can
nice. That was good, but I think you were in the air just a little too long there. This is what I was talking about, where you're in the air right here, but you're not drifting into him or holding forward. You're kind of just baiting an option and slowly closing the gap. But this was a little too long. Just go to the platform here and play it safe. Just play it safe at this percent until you let the kill come to you, because this matchup will take forever regardless. So there's no need to like speed things up or get antsy.
Out a shield on that, or fair right there, as we see, it's almost gonna spell defeat.
Okay. Oh, nice.
It's close and far.
Nice. That's where you go for the nair. The back air was good. It was so nice you went for the ledge jump because I was gonna mention it, but right here is at this angle is when you can go for the jump nair, and you would have got him. But yeah, here.
If my man is taking 182 damage on just this stock, that means he's
and oh my god, this just happens though. Mega Man is heavy. But here, after landing, I think you were trying to read the air dodge, which was smart. But he's also been landing with an aerial anyway, so it would have been perfectly fine to just like shield here, honestly. Stay grounded, and you want to stay grounded at these percents where you're in kill percent, because people will try to like fish for aerials or such, and you just have to play patient here. Take the grab, perfectly fine. Play patient off stage. Go here. Nice grab. That was awesome, because he has been doing a lot of regular get up versus you, so that was a great option to go for. Go here. Just play it patient. And yeah, you could have thrown the turnip out of shield there and punished him, because he threw 3. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. When he's at high, when you're at this percent and Mega Man is shielding, you have to be worried about the F smash. So you throw it here, and if you miss, just roll out of the way. Just roll it out of the way, or try to bait the up smash out of shield rather than trying to go from a pressure, because Mega Man's out of up smash will kill you. So yeah, just keep it very vanilla and safe when you're at kill percent, especially with the lead. Doing with your shield pressure, like just don't overextend. Oh, I like the golf. I'm gonna guess the golf club was a misinput, but I think it would have been wonderful. Go for a nair here, or you could have like tried to down tilt to catch this metal blade too. But yeah, hold the shield longer there. Dash attack really good. Nice. The downers are okay. But keep in mind, you can also... Oh yeah, so his downer is plus on shield, but he ended up drifting that way. Nice spacing, you drifted back. But instead of the downer here, just go for another forward air and space it, because that also catches the roll that he would have gone for as well. No! But yeah, that's why you don't. You're playing so well too, but it happens. You're trying. I think you misjudged that you didn't have a jump, but that happens sometimes. But you played that pretty well for the most part. The only thing was the ledge trapping, which got you, and not catching the metal blade. I think those are like the 2 big things, but otherwise you played it really good. You played it really patient. You didn't really... Alright, so we're back. My alarm kind of went off, so sorry about that. But let's get into this game 2 here. So yeah, you did really good game 1. It was just the ledge trapping, pretty much, and reading some of those rolls and up close scenarios. But let's see into game 2. The SD was unfortunate, but it's a pretty close game regardless, so you just have to keep your mental strong for this next game.
This set could go 2-2 into our final one. JoJo just gotta find it. It's up to him to put on that pink dress and get the party popping.
Alright, PS2 is okay. Oh, good lord, my control's not working. PS2 is okay. It's not that bad. The only stage I would avoid is like Kalos, because I really want the platforms here. But yeah, turnip is good. We're already going in. This down air is pretty good.
It's up to him to put on that pink dress.
If you're reading an aerial, you want to keep this mix up for when you're gonna guess that the Mega Man is gonna try to anti-air you with like a back air or forward air, because you can float and then use your double jump and then fall down with the down air to hit them. So it's not so good here because you're already on the platform. So the Mega Man is already thinking about covering this area immediately. But I want to point this out as a really good mix up for this matchup once you start mixing on up your air movement.
That corset, get those turnips right, because
nice.
This is the game that
dash
matters
attack.
tonight.
Chase
JoJo
it.
sits
Nice.
here, loser
Okay.
semis down 0-2.
Good. I'm glad you're going off stage now, because that was something I did want to mention. Was starting to read the Mega Man off stage to see what options he likes to go for. And a majority of the time, he's going to try to swing. And that's fine, because Peach can just trade in these spots and ended up getting the upper hand. So this was really good on your part. This was good to wait out the air dodge, because it was kind of like what we were saying earlier. When you start to put pressure on him, he's going to put on a defensive option. But instead of going for this fair here, what is a better option is to go for a falling jump man. So like you float here, and then if you think they're going to air dodge, you fall here, and then you jump and nair them to catch the air dodge here and hit them back off stage. Because you can also like just drift back from the nair, because the nair has less end lag. This was good.
This is the game that matters tonight. JoJo
glad you're starting to go off stage.
Down 0-2.
It's really good.
But starting off.
But yeah, here I still would have tried to pressure the regular get up, because the Mega Man has been doing this a lot. He hasn't really been rolling too much, so I would have still stayed right here. But the back air was a good idea. It's just you're a little off on the spacing. Just have to be a little closer. You can also just like down tilt right here, because you can get stuff like down tilt into forward air and get them back off stage.
Huge statement.
Yeah, we see JoJo come out
nice
week in
patience.
and week out.
Really good side beat,
Down
actually.
0-2. But starting off with a huge statement.
But yeah, you can also, instead of grab there, you could just go for the nair.
Yeah, we
But
see
the jump there, you
JoJo
float,
come out
and then the Mega Man overextends you side
out.
move. But here, I would have still tried to pressure them in the corner.
But starting off
It would have been better to just
huge
like
statement.
Yeah, we see,
start going for back air
JoJo
pressure
come out
here,
week
just to
in
like
and
deny space. So you can just like, instead of jumping away here and being scared, you can just immediately go for back air pressure, because it'll go over the pellets anyway.
week out. Do amazing at this tournament.
Nice
But,
using the
you know,
platforms.
whether he's in the money or not.
Oh,
just
it kind of
Huge
glitched
statement.
there.
Yeah, we see JoJo come out week in and week out, do amazing at this tournament. But, you know, whether he's in the money or not, we just haven't.
But another thing I'm seeing
Yeah, we see
is
JoJo
whenever you're on the
come out
platform,
week in and week
this
out,
Mega Man
do
immediately
amazing at
goes
this
for pellets.
tournament.
So after you pull this, or even like not pulling it, you can use the platform as a bait to force the Mega Man to come near you, drop through, and then now you're closer to him. So this Mega Man's response to your platform movement is immediately going for pellets. So you can just drop through, and then since he's coming near you, you can start to like catch his landing,
But,
rather than foregoing pulling this turnip.
you know, whether he's in the money or not, we just
But yeah.
haven't really seen him too much in the hype tunnel.
Yep, that's awesome way to use turnip is, so you know how I was saying like you don't want to hold forward in the air?
But,
You can just
whether
like
he's in the money or not, we just
hold the
haven't
turnip here,
really seen
like
him
double
too much
jump,
in the hype
and
tunnel.
then if the Mega Man drifts back with pellets, that's a great way to throw it. So this is also just good awareness if you are paying attention to which way he's drifting with the pellets, and just like throwing the turnip at him, because you can't push forward, but this turnip can, because it's really safe.
General. So love to see him get up there, get his picture, and get
Yeah,
it
here,
going. Whether he's in the money or not, we just haven't
this Mega Man's
seen
just
too
walling
much
you
of
with
the
pellets
hype
right now.
in general.
Hold the
So
turn
I'd love
up.
to see him
Instead
get up there,
of doing
get his
this, just try to jump in the air a little bit, because this is the right place to do it.
picture,
You can just like full
and
hop
get
here, hope the Mega Man swings
it
at the air with
going.
an aerial,
But has to
and
deal
kind of go
with
from there.
the boy who wants the most pictures, the birthday boy.
Nice.
Also not caught many
With air
of
dodge.
his sets
Okay, he's
against
coming down with an
MVD.
aerial.
I mean, I don't really think I've seen that.
But yeah,
Peach
hold shield longer
The boy who
there.
wants the
That's
most
kind of another
pictures,
thing
the birthday boy.
you're
We
missing
also
out
not
on
caught
in a lot of these
many
spots.
of
Is try to shield his
his
landings
sets against
a little more,
MVD. I mean, I don't really think
and shield a little longer versus pellets. Just like shield longer versus his landings
I've
is a
seen
big
that
thing.
Peach Snake matchup, right? That those two pilot very often.
Nice
So it would be great
rotation,
to see.
and that was awesome. You're doing super good in the corner where you're not like immediately rushing towards them, and then you're picking a spot to throw out the fair. And he hasn't really been doing too much about it.
If he's able to get to that point, I know he's looking
Nice.
forward to it. But like you said, birthday.
Oh, you had the right
wanting
idea.
pilot very often, so it would be great to see if he.
But yeah, this is why
MVP,
double jump
I mean,
forward
I don't
air is
really think
super
I've
good.
seen that
Just to like show it again
snake
for people
matchup,
who
right?
haven't really been
That
seeing
those
it,
two
is it
pilot
goes right
very
over
often, so
his
it would
metal
be great
blade
to
and crash bomber, and also pellets, and just like hits him.
if he's
Best tool
able
in the
to get to
matchup
that
for sure.
point, I know he's
So
looking
you
forward
hit him
to
there because he's trying to always swing at you. Oh, there's an ad. Oh my god, why is it like 30 seconds? Who said this was okay?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yo, you
30-second ad.
right?
Definitely not.
But yeah, like I was saying, in a lot of spots, he's trying to like swing at you off stage. So he's really capitalizing that on a little bit more.
Ready, Day?
Let's do this, Ryan.
Plus a specialized blend of 5
Hold
electrolytes.
on. Okay, we'll just go back after this, it seems.
See, you learn quick.
Watch out.
You rehydrate well, too.
Gatorlight, rapid rehydration, all G.
Yeah, if you ever send
Listen, if you're able to
VODs,
defeat
try to
the
send
real
them on
boss
YouTube,
behind-
because the ads
because
are much
This is the
more
game that matters
bearable.
tonight. JoJo sits here, loser
Usually.
semis down.
Because Twitch loves just giving you ads for
Right now,
some
I'm
reason.
previewing
Not
Where
caught
were we?
many
We were around
of
here, yeah.
his
Does this
get
still
it
work?
going.
Yeah.
MVD. I mean, I don't really think I've seen that Peach Snake matchup, right?
Yeah,
That
we're
those
around
two
here.
wanting it that much more as it is. That's great to see.
Yeah, okay, there was the
if
fourth.
he's able to
So
get
yeah,
to
here
that point.
you're catching him
I
off
know
stage.
he's looking forward to it, but like you said,
And
birthday.
here, that's where you just want to shield and just wait for what he does here. It's much better.
Peruvian flu.
But you had the right idea. You were trying to catch the regular get up, but instead I would have just kind of waited for them roll as a mix up. Because that seems like his main go to when you're around this area. Or get up attack. He hasn't really been jumping off ledge too much.
Wanting it that much more as it is that special
Yeah,
day.
that's why you
is
don't. That was
he
really
able to
good
get to
on your
that
part.
point. I know he's looking
Didn't hold
to it, but
forward
like you
here.
said,
Most
birthday,
peaches
Peruvian
would just
flu.
like
wanting it
try to
that
land on
much
the
more
opponent
as it
here, and
is
you
that
can't really do that.
special
So you just drifted back.
day. It is his moment as he's getting
Now
very,
playing
very
grounded.
close to do birthday Peruvian flu. Wanting it that much more as it is that special day. It is
But yeah,
his
there it is.
moment
He throws the
as
metal blade, and
he's
now he does fair
getting
into landing pellets. So he's doing pellets for landing. Well, he's doing some aggressive option whenever he's landing. And a way you can also deal with that is, like I was saying, you can just toad, or you can try to catch his landing with the run raw back air. It's also really good. Or if you have like a really strong turnip, it'll also do that.
very,
But another thing after
very,
landing
but
that
like
you
you
can
said,
do
birthday
that I like to do against a lot of
wanting
people
it that much more
is
as it
just
is
go for
that
down air.
special day.
Like,
It is
after he
his
does
moment
this,
as
after he jumps, immediately try to jump yourself, because this fair actually has a little bit of end lag too. Like all of his aerials do. So you just jump here instead of going for the forward air and go for the down air. So jumping after someone lands is really good, because normally they'll try to mash a button here or they'll spot dodge, and down air catches both. So try to use that as well to catch this Mega Man's landings. Is you just jump float down air, or you can just jump float, see what they do if they spot dodge, and you can even get a bigger punish from that. But jumping is definitely optimal here
very, very
to get his
close to
landings.
doing just that. Already
So yeah,
2-0
I'm liking your
in a match that a lot of people
being
question if he
patient
could.
there.
Is
Here,
his moment as
it's kind of
he's
hard
getting very,
to
very
deal with
close
this.
to doing just that. Already
But the best thing you
2-0.
can do is just like jump away and float above it. That's something you can do. But the forward smash is kind of rough here to deal with. Because if you mess up, you just die. But if you hang on this long, best thing you can do is just like drop down and then like jump again. Because only full charge, I think, will hit your ledge hang here.
Question if he could.
Not the regular
JoJo
one.
does not choose an option.
He doesn't go down. He doesn't go up. He
Okay.
doesn't roll. He just sits there.
Yeah. Don't do it there.
A lot of people
Instead
question
here,
if he could.
Oh, and he
JoJo
doesn't-
does not choose an
you
option.
don't want to throw out
Doesn't
the
go
forward air
down,
here.
he doesn't go up, he doesn't
Instead,
roll,
what you want to
he
do
just sits there.
is just kind of drift towards him and then like drift back. Don't hold forward quite
Gets hit
yet.
by that. That is pretty crazy. Peruvian
And that was a
definitely
good
feeling
lane.
it. Wanna give a- doesn't go
So yeah, that's
down,
kind of this
he doesn't
matchup.
go up, he doesn't
Is
roll, he just sits there and gets hit by that. That is pretty
you kind of place
crazy.
yourself in the air and then you come down with the landing aerial and mix it up
Peruvian
around
food
that.
definitely feeling it. Want to give a quick belated birthday out to Kevin as well. One of our
There's the
goated
forward air.
CEOs, but another goated move.
Because he's
It's
been
pretty
dropping
crazy.
his metal blade
Peruvian
a
food
lot in
definitely
this spot.
feeling it. Want to give a quick belated birthday out to
But yeah, there's the back air again. So you just have to like wait it out.
Kevin as well.
And here, whenever he's like off stage or in the corner, he will just like throw metal blade.
Another
That seems to be his like main
coming
thing of
out from
choice.
JoJo here, and
Ooh, yeah, that's
I
something
want
to
to give
mention.
a quick belated birthday out to Kevin
Is
one of our goated TOs, but another goated move.
you down tilted it there. You just gotta catch it instead of pulling jump there. But definitely don't jump out of up air because you will die really, really early. Sometimes you can just time an air dodge through it instead of jumping, but definitely save your jump versus
And,
like up air
Peruvian not using any time other than
and just drift
now
away.
to
But
make
yeah,
his
don't
attack.
drift forward against him in the air.
Now is the time
Yep.
because it is.
See, that one won't hit your ledge hang at
Peruvian
all.
not using any time
So
other
it's sometimes
than
if he's just
now
charging it
to
there,
make his attack.
like earlier, that's
Now
why it's
is
better to just like drop down, float.
the
Because
time
this one will not hit your ledge hang as you can see here.
because it is working. What a great
Yeah, hold
showing
shield,
of
dropping it too
offensive
early.
prowess on this.
Okay,
Oh,
and that's
got
another
it.
trick you can do. Is when you're off stage and he
Now
up
is
Bs,
the time
you can just
because
save
it
your
is
jump
working. What a great
by
showing
just like
of
going low
offensive
here
prowess
and then
on
jumping off of the rush right there.
this.
Oh, you got me.
Man, going to have
Yeah.
that F smash.
Oh,
but
yeah,
the
that was a really
time
obvious
because
roll.
It is working. What a great showing.
It was a really
of
obvious
offensive
roll
prowess
on
this.
your
Oh,
part.
you got me.
Man,
So like it was good here, but he was gonna read the roll most likely anyways. Like that was a good get up. He could have done like regular get up there, and it would have been better because he would have been forced to just like shoot another one. But the roll was really, really obvious here.
smash charge,
He was
but the
already
up
standing
smash
there.
will be what does it. Roll is red. The spacing was
Okay,
dope.
that's another
Of
thing to mention
offensive prowess
against Mega
on
Man
this.
Oh, you got
is
me.
once you die
Going to have that F smash charge,
and you're
but
on
the
this
up
angel
smash will be what
platform,
does it.
you have to be aware of him throwing Crash Bomber on you or using Rush, because that's one way he'll kind of deal with your invincibility. I think this even happened earlier where you got hit by it, and the best thing you can do is just like air dodge through it or avoid it. Just something to be aware of, because Mega Man will do this a lot.
But the up smash will be
You
what
don't
does
know where off of the angel platform he'll just shoot it, and sometimes you can just wait up there a little longer until he shoots it and then go down.
red. The spacing was great.
Because see, now you're in a spot where you have to like
Another
deal with it.
option there almost to break the shield, but he's not going to be able to.
But yeah,
to have
after
that
hitting
F
Mega Man,
smash charge, but the up smash will be what does it.
again,
Roll is red.
just,
the spacing was great. Another option.
You can
there
even do
almost
like
to break
SHJCFF shield here. I think you were trying to do a sliding F tilt, but yeah, it seems most Mega Mans will try to land
shield, but
with
he's
this
not going to be able to get close
And
to
see, that's why you wait
able
there,
to because he was
it's not
exploded by his
safe.
own zit. But the down throw conversion might spell some beautiful results for
Uh-oh.
JoJo.
Yeah,
but it's
you're
broken up.
drifting into him.
The shield is too much.
that was a good
as
float.
he does try to sit with those turnip combos.
Yeah, you said it 100% right there.
That was nice. That was really good.
JoJo, but it's broken up.
What you did here.
Shield
I
is
like what
too
you did
much.
here, where it was like, I'll float to avoid
it,
whatever
with those
shenanigans you're gonna throw at me off the ledge, because he might just throw a projectile off ledge, and then you use the turnip as a way to catch the roll, and then you punish him.
The roll is continuing to be
Nice,
red,
keep him in the
but
corner.
JoJo just seems to be
Yeah, you just have to be aware of him throwing a projectile there. It's much better
As he
to
does try to sit with those turnip combos.
Yeah, you said it 100% right there.
do that.
The roll is
Okay,
continuing
got
to
him
be
there.
red, but
Just jump and then throw it down, and then drift back, so he won't be able to throw another
JoJo just
aerial
seems
at
to
you.
be kind of out of
Oh, you
his
almost got
game.
the roll.
In the pass. It's been a
and
long
you're in the
night.
air
It,
too long.
it can't be understood.
You can't be in the air. And one, if you are gonna be in the air, at least try to
Out of his
drift
game
somewhere
that we've
else
seen.
here instead of here. And the best scenario, the best thing you could have done was like drop down up air in this spot. But yeah, don't linger in the air too long. You just want to use it to like slowly close the gap and then get back to the ground or go to a nearby
In the
platform.
past, it's been a long night. It can't be understated.
Yep, shield it.
The talent that he's had to go through.
Ah, there's the roll
Right
again.
now, Peruvian Flu, he just doesn't seem to be bringing it. Down 0-2. Would love
And
to
there
see
we go.
Ray-
You're using your arrows really well.
talent that he's had to go through.
Where it's like it's okay to, you're getting hit by pellets, you're walking, and you're kind of just like doing that, and then you come in with the back air. It's the same thing as fair, just faster with a little less range, but it does the same job where it comes in at that angle that's really awkward for Mega
Love to see
Man
him bring
to
this
deal
one
with.
back. It starts now.
Definitely
Ooh,
just have
I like her
Peruvian
spacing
Flu
here.
playing at a level which we have not gotten
Pressing
to
a lot
witness
of,
yet.
Nice.
he's pressing a lot of
And
buttons.
here's a
He's playing out
spot.
his mind right now, and it's
No, you almost had it. You did really
definitely
well.
just have
But just one thing to fix
Peruvian
here.
Flu playing at a level
After you
which
hit
we've
someone
not
with this
gotten
turn
to
up and they have
witness
no
yet.
jump, immediately go down there and float right here.
Pressing a lot of
Because
buttons.
then you can hit him while he's coming up with like a fair or a jump rising there.
He's playing
And it does the
his
same thing. Even here too, just go off there and float and just time an aerial to hit him.
mind right now, and
But that was really good. Oh man.
it's definitely paying off dividends.
Oh,
he's
no.
honestly
Yeah, just go
in
for the
money.
back air
I
there.
don't know if this is first time in the money, but to my knowledge, it definitely is. So going to be so
But yeah, here's
exciting.
the point where you
Cannot
just
wait
gotta
to
play
see
it patient.
definitely paying off dividends.
But yeah,
And
instead of this
honestly,
turn up
in the
here,
money, I'm playing at a
just
level
go for the
which we have
back air.
not gotten
Pressing
to
a lot
You
of,
have the
he's
right
pressing a lot
read.
of buttons.
He's
Yeah.
playing out his mind right now.
Just
and
hold the turn up
it's
and just
definitely
read it with the back air. I don't know if that was a misinput or not,
paying off.
but instead of doing the Z drop back air, you can also do side B if you wanted to. But yeah, just go for the back air. It's guaranteed you get the kill, which you need.
Dividends. I mean, he's honestly in the money. I don't know if this is first time in the money, but
Catching those
to my knowledge, it
landings.
definitely is.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's going to be
Doing
so
really good.
exciting.
But yeah, here you're just
Cannot
playing patient
wait
around
to
the
see
pellets.
The elation
And then yeah, there's the landing with the
this
lead
young
shield
man's
again.
face as he
Once
does
he
progress
finally
through.
finishes off this game.
Nice, caught the spot dodge.
Right.
So yeah, it was either gonna be a roll or a spot dodge there.
Right, but
It's
it's
not
So really good
easy.
read.
And we've seen 0 to 100 today from JoJo.
There's the
so
forward air.
look for
And you
him
can
to
still
get
win
back
this
on
game.
ledge here and
It's
start
very
his
possible.
work.
No,
look for
you
him
don't
to
roll
get back
there.
onto the ledge and start his work. It's not going to happen. It's the JV2.
Oh, I think I
It's going
missed
to be
game
Peruvian
one.
Flu.
Beautiful thing to see.
But yeah, here, just drop down, or you can jump away, and that's how you deal with that. But I think I missed game
Look
one.
for him to get back onto the ledge.
Or
What was game
bananas. So,
one? Let's look at that.
Spike there.
Let's see. Where is the game one?
Because they're going to have to go into that
losers lose.
on that side special. The KO.
Oh wow, they picked
Saying,
Mac
how do I
on
get a
Battlefield.
meta
What
fight?
is going on?
Past that. There was on every
Okay.
Trying to space out.
Oh, I did miss game one.
get 50th out of
Oh, okay. But I guess we can look at this one.
exclusive.
But should we look at this one? I think I went over basically everything I needed to go over in terms of the matchup here because it was already so deep into it that I think I went over everything. But the main things were the ledge trapping. You want to be a little bit closer. You want to use shield. You want to try to catch the Mega Man's landings a little bit more with shield and holding it because that third pellet is really laggy. And mix up the air movement a little more. Like I was saying earlier, where is it? Was it this game? I think it was the one after this on PS2, where once you start to get really good at the air
It's up to
movement
him
in
to
this
put on that
matchup,
pink dress
you
and
can
start
mix up with
popping
stuff like
Peruvian birthday boy.
where you float. Like let's pretend you were floating here and you jump, and then you do a falling down air if the Mega Man wants to anti-air you. So that's something else you can keep in mind. Going off stage a little bit more. You could have cleaned it up there. I think you did good this game, where you're starting to be a little more aggressive off stage, which is what you want, because you really need to get those kills versus Mega Man. Um, You did much better this game where you're going for more landing aerials versus Mega Man and like kind of picking your spots to throw them out. But I'd say the number one thing you did really well on is the corner. Like not at the ledge, but once you're in the corner, you just played it patient, you walked super good, and it ended up and off stage too, where you didn't really get edge guarded that much because you were just playing very patient. You were sometimes floating down there to mix up your timings. Super awesome stuff. So you did really well there. It was just once you got to ledge was the main issue and how to deal with F smash. Remember, if you can always just drop down and float and then kind of jump from there and play a guessing game, or you can just jump away at ledge to deal with it. That's something else you have at your disposal, and you can always just recover high versus Mega Man, but it can be kind of awkward because of up air. But it's another option you have. Having a turnip in hand also helps at ledge because you can just like throw it and disrupt Mega Man before he even charges the F smash. But yeah, it was mainly F smash that was giving you trouble, which is understandable. But I say you did really good. Otherwise, in disadvantage at in the corner and at ledge. Sometimes you were forcing your way in to land on him, and like I said, in neutral you can't really do that because of his aerials being really big. But yeah, I think that's basically all I wanted to go over for this VOD. Unfortunately, it's sorry I didn't review game one. It kind of the link kind of went there for some reason, but I think I went over every important thing for this matchup that I saw.